Calendar for the day. The first bill on the calendar for today is House File 809. The clerk will report the bill.
State-sponsored health programs administered by the Department of Human Services would not be able to pay for abortions, except as needed to continue participation in a federal program. House File 809, sponsored by Representative Mary Franson, was passed by the House Monday 77-54. Federal law known as the Hyde Amendment bans federal funds from paying for abortions except in the case of rape, incest, or preserving the life of the mother. A 1995 Minnesota Supreme Court decision struck down a 1978 law similar to House File 809 as unconstitutional.
My constituents and I do not feel that we should be paying to end the life of an unborn child with an elected procedure called abortion. I believe that women deserve better than abortion. Providing free abortion does nothing to help women. In fact, it leaves that woman without her child.
Representative Peggy Flanagan spoke in opposition of the bill.
We have a habit, and we're developing a habit, of not listening to low-income women and not listening to women of color within the legislature. When we make these decisions without the people who are directly affected by them, we're not doing our job.
The bill now goes to the Senate, where Senator Mary Kiffmeyer is the sponsor. A new licensure program, including inspections every 2 years, a $365 biennial license fee, and a system for suspension or revocation is envisioned in House File 812, sponsored by Representative Deborah Keel. As of July 1, 2018, the Commissioner of Health would be responsible for issuing licenses to facilities where 10 or more elective abortions are performed monthly, not including separately licensed hospitals and outpatient surgical centers.
I have listened hard and heard the concerns expressed throughout the committee process. This is a bill that is both pro-choice and pro-life that members can support.
Several DFLers said the state already regulates abortion facilities by licensing doctors and other medical professionals, and noted that other medical procedures aren't covered under the bill.
The fact that the legislature feels the need to practice medicine should frighten all Minnesota patients. It certainly troubles me.
Conference committees continued their work on omnibus finance bills as the week went on. At a news conference on Wednesday, Governor Mark Dayton said that legislators must reconcile differences in major House and Senate omnibus bills before final negotiations with him can begin.
I've sent 190 pages of letters describing in detail, great detail, what I agreed with and what I disagreed with in their respective budget bills. So I think it's unfounded to say that I'm not engaged. I'm right here, and once they finish their job, which is to reconcile their bills from both a policy and a budget standpoint, then I'm fully ready to sit down here and negotiate the final resolution. But if they have significant differences between themselves, both on policy and on budget, and I've said that they need to reconcile those differences before we sit down.
House Republicans issued a statement accusing the governor of changing the parameters he set for the legislature to conclude its work. With less than a month before the 2017 regular session ends, the dispute over how its final weeks should proceed threatens to derail what had been relatively swift progress. Children at least age 10 in foster care might have to be informed of their right to a no-cost attorney in a juvenile proceeding. Sponsored by Representative Ron Krisha, House File 1702 would apply to children who have been removed from their homes. The attorney could not be a public defender.
What has inspired me in this whole process is the fact that for all the things that we do down here, members, to keep in mind that there are times when we listen, when we stop and listen to the people that we represent, we can champion their efforts and pull them forward.
The House adopted 2 Krisha-sponsored amendments. The first made small changes, which Krisha said would help the bill match its Senate companion. The second amendment would term the bill McKenna's Law. That is a reference to 12-year-old McKenna Ehrenholtz, who provided powerful testimony in support of the bill as it progressed through the committee process. Members gave Ehrenholtz, who was in the House gallery with her siblings and grandparents, a round of applause. For more coverage on the Minnesota House of Representatives, check out our session daily coverage on the House website, www.house.mn/sessiondaily.